Good afternoon and welcome to Zaleski Sports and another day of baseball here in central Wisconsin. Big overcast day today. The sun's been popping in and out. Temperature not very warm. We are like in the upper 40s today. Feels like about 41, 42, but the wind coming out of the northwest as like we had yesterday over in Stratford. And so you might be able to hit one out of this ballpark in right field. But you definitely, I don't think no one's going to put it in the old cornfield today out in left field or center field. As we have the Auburndale Eagles playing host to the Marathon Red Raiders. As the Eagles come into this contest with a record in the conference at 1-3, 5-4 overall. The Eagles are coached by Jay Anderson in his sixth season with an overall coaching record of 72 wins and 47 losses, taking on the Marathon Red Raiders as they are 3-1 in conference and 11-3 overall. And they are coached by Steve Warren, the Hall of Fame coach. In his 28th season, he has 455 wins, 163 losses as they are just coming off a win against Spencer just the other day. And Marathon used the big 12-run fourth inning to blow that game open and win it 19-5 last Friday night. And mentioned Marathon is 7-2. They were up 7-2 and played at 12 more runs in the fourth inning. As the Spencer pitchers had a little pitchers struggling with control problems and walked four batters and hit four others in that fourth inning. So as Marathon comes away with a 19-5 win. On the other hand, the Auburndale Eagles come in with a win over Shawamigan on Friday as they played host to the Shawamigan Ball Club. And Josh Lundgren threw a complete game with a pair of strikeouts and also went 3 for 3 and scored 4 times for Auburndale as they came away with a big 14-4 win as they put up 6 runs in that bottom of the fifth to end the contest. Conference champions-wise, Marathon tied Stratford back in 2024 for the conference title. The last time Auburndale won in the Merriwood Conference, they won back-to-back years in 2003 and 2004. And we're getting pretty close here as they're mentioning the starting lineups here for Marathon and the Auburndale Eagles. And we'll go through that starting lineup right after we have our national anthem, and it's Mark Lundgren doing the PA announcing here at Auburndale today. As beautiful complex here. I was here last year a couple times as just a fantastic. They've got 4 batting cages just to the north of us here, and these dugouts are just huge. Fans are coming a little slow into here today. As I mentioned, it's very, very chilly out here today as the winds are blowing at, they're saying, a gust of actually 30 miles per hour. We'll see what the actual temperature is here as we are dressed for actually, we saw people in shorts yesterday here in Wisconsin, and as the old saying, if you don't like the weather, stick around for about a half a day, it'll change. The temperature is 46 degrees, feels like 39, and the wind is, the wind is out of the northwest at 16 miles an hour, and it is gusting at 26 miles per hour. So on the mound today for the Auburndale Eagles will be Truxton Becker, and for the Marathon Red Raiders, Blake Underwood will be on the mound for the Marathon Red Raiders, and we'll see what winning percentage here for Becker is. He's got a 1-0 record, pitched 20 innings, and has a 2.80 ERA. And now our national anthem.
Please remove all caps, drawing your attention to our nation's flag that's on the center field scoreboard as we honor our country, and especially those who are serving us and who have served us in our nation's military with our national anthem.
And our national anthem here from Auburndale High School in today's Merwood Conference contest as the Auburndale Eagles taking on the Marathon Red Raiders. The starting lineups for the Marathon Red Raiders. Leading off and playing right field, number 2, Quillen Kunkel. Batting second and pitching, Blake Underwood. Batting third for the Red Raiders and playing shortstop, true thirds. Batting in the cleanup spot and DHing, Blake McCann. He is DHing for Brayson Schneider. Batting in the number 5 spot and playing center field, all-conference from last year, Drew Wolfel. And batting in the 6th spot, another all-conference selection from last year, Owen Krauser, and he's playing first base. Batting in the number 7 spot and playing second base, Ian Shuda. Batting in the 8th spot for the Red Raiders, playing left field, Grant Selber. And batting 9th and playing third base, Evan DeBrew. For the Auburndale Eagles, leading off and playing center field, Peyton Weinfurter. Batting second and pitching today, Truxton Becker. Batting third and playing third base, Josh Lundgren. Batting on the cleanup spot for the Eagles and playing first base, Sawyer Melson. Batting fifth and catching, Brennan Welch. Batting in the 6th spot and playing shortstop, Devin Cherney. Batting in the number 7 spot for Caden Jantz is the DH, Isaac Close. Batting in the number 8 spot, the left fielder, Julian Anderson. And batting in the 9th spot and playing right field, Colton Brandel. And as I mentioned, the head coach for the Eagles, Jay Anderson, in his 6th season with 72 wins and 47 losses. Head coach for the Red Raiders, Hall of Fame coach Steve Warren, in his 28th season with 455 wins and 163 losses. Standings in the Merwood Conference right now as Stratford picked up a win last night against Edgar 8-0 as they are leading the conference with a 4-1 record. Marathon is second at 3-1. Edgar is at 1-2. Assumption is 2-4. Auburndale is at 1-3. And up in that northern area, Athens and Rib Lake are actually tied at 6-1. They had a big ball game last night, and Athens came away winning that 4-0 to tie Rib Lake now. Shawamigan is in third at 4-2, Prentice at 3-3, and Phillips and Abbey Colby are 0-6, and somebody's going to get a win there today because they're playing each other. Up at, I think it's, let me just take a look here. They are playing at Abbotsford this afternoon. And we've got quite a few games on the network here today. We've got 9 games going on as Owen Withythorpe is at Neelsville. Gilman's at Columbus. Royal is at Pittsville. They take on that Pittsville ball club who won big yesterday against Almond Bancroft, 25-2. Pacelli is at Amherst. Oshkosh North at Kaukauna. and Wausau East is at Spash. In softball, on the network, Wausau West is at DC Everest, Marshfield is at Wisconsin Rapids, and soccer, DC Everest is at Wisconsin Rapids, and Spash is at Marshfield. And we've got some good games coming up on Thursday also, as I will be doing a soccer game on Thursday night at Marshfield. And also we'll tell you another organization that will be starting in about another week and a half as their season will get underway. And we'll do that later on, as coming to the plate for the Marathon Red Raiders, the right fielder, Quillen Kunkel. And the first pitch just inside for ball one, as Becker on the mound for the Eagles today. And a call strike, as I forgot to put my defense in here as usual. And so just bear with me a little bit here. And Becker gets the sign and the pitch inside, is brushing back Kunkel. And the count now 2-1. Mm-hmm. And the pitch by Becker, just down low. 3-1 count to leadoff hitter Quillen Kunkel. As I'm getting a little help here over on the left-hand side here by Pastor Lundgren over here, as Kunkel works a walk here in the top of the first inning. And up now for the Red Raiders is the pitcher, Blake Underwood. As they've got, they've got 4 kids back from last year, and a ground ball past a diving Devin Cherney, and going to third. And we've got a base hit by Underwood, as Kunkel advances to third on the air on the left fielder, Anderson. And now runners at at second and third to start out the game here for Marathon. Marathon coming off an 11-0 win also last week against the Stratford Tigers. They looked very impressive, as True Thurs looked very impressive as he threw a 2-hitter in that contest. And came away with a big win for Marathon to tie this conference up. And Stratford now going ahead with that win over Edgar yesterday. Becker from the stretch, and just missing low and outside for ball one. As Becker gets set on the mound. Takes a look, steps back off the mound. Mike Steinwegner here, along with John Stanford. I goof your name up every time, John. But John's with me. He's been with me all year here. So fly ball, and just out of play, as that one gets wind blown out of play here. Heads over to the track next door here. As we've got a softball going on in back of us here, the Auburndale Eagles girls team taking on the Marathon Red Raiders, and actually the Auburndale girls with back-to-back no-hitters going on. And next pitch down low for a ball. As Gracie Griesbach doing a great job this season. And in fact, the second one was actually a combined no-hitter. But great pitching staff there for the Auburndale Eagles. As we will see them in about a week, I think, when they come to Stratford. And I'll be doing the ball game. Ground ball to short, runner score, and an error on the shortstop as Kunkel comes in. As Thurs will be credited with an RBI on that, because the run would have scored on that play anyway. So it's 1-0 Marathon as Underwood stayed at second. So runners at first and second now with nobody down. Infield fly rule in effect. Becker. Pitch outside. Talking to Coach Anderson, the little problem this year is errors this year. As the earned run average for Auburndale is not that bad, and but a lot of errors committed by the Eau Claire or by the Auburndale ball club. So Becker gets the sign, and fouling it off is Blake McCann, who's DHing for Brayson Schneider today. Brayson doing the catching for Marathon. So a 1-1 count to Blake McCann. DHing in the 4 spot today. Becker with the delivery upstairs for a ball. Becker taking a long time out on the mound. And a swing and a miss. A mighty cut by Blake there. Count now 1-2. One and two count on Blake McCann. Becker from the stretch. And the pitch. Outside for a ball. Three, 2. And a fly ball out to center field and on his horse. And off the wall. And coming around third is Thurs, as both Thurs and Underwood will score to make this game 3-0. As a 2-run double by Blake McCann off the center field wall. As Blake took that fastball right out of here. As he got some good aluminum on that. Usually back in my day and back in Coach Anderson's day over there that we played with a lot of wood. Not this aluminum, but so bringing up now the center fielder, Drew Wolfel, another all-conference selection from last year. Becker, delivery upstairs for a ball. As I'm just about done here, putting my defense in for Auburndale. I forgot to put it in here. And back against the screen for a strike. Looking at the scoreboard, I was kind of reading it wrong because I'm so used to seeing the score down below and the balls and strikes up on top. And this scoreboard is backwards. So the count is down below at 1-1. The score is up on top, but we'll get it right. Becker. Yeah, beautiful breaking ball as Wolfel got a little buckle there as buckled his knees. And a 1-2 count on Drew Wolfel. Also an all-conference selection in basketball the last 2 years. As Becker puts on a fake throw to the second base. And just inside. Fun and food are the features at Horse and Around downtown Pittsville. Stop in for daily food specials like $3 burgers on Tuesdays and the Friday fish fry. There's great food and fun at Horse and Around downtown Pittsville. Check them out on Facebook. And the pitch. And a line shot out to left field as McCann will be held up at third as Wolfel gets a hit, as Marathon now with 3 hits in this contest and leading 3-0.
Good stuff for the Red Raiders. First baseman Owen Krauser.
As Owen Krauser, the first baseman. And Krauser last year was amongst that all-conference selection. He was on the second team last year. Becker shaking a couple signs off from his catcher, Welch. And time is called as Owen thought he was taking a little too much time out there. And a ground ball to short. Second hop. The throw is short. And in time. Double play. And a run will score. And Krauser will not get credited for an RBI on that. On a double play, you are not credited with an RBI. So with 2 down here, coming to the plate is the second baseman, Ian Shuda. And Ian gets hit by a pitch, and I'll tell you, that is going to sting the rest of the day and maybe into tomorrow. When you get hit when it's this cold outside, it's going to sting for a long, long time. So great defensive play by the Eagles there, a 6-4-3 double play. 4-0 here in the top of the first inning. Marathon out on top, catching the inside corner with a fastball for a call strike to Grant Selber, the number 8 hitter for the Marathon Red Raiders. Becker with a breaking ball catches the outside corner for a call strike 2. 0-2 count here to Grant Selber. As Becker looking into Welch, gets the sign and the pitch. Just outside, gets away from Welch, and it'll be scored as a pass ball as that came bouncing out of his glove. So a runner now in scoring position at second, and Marathon leading 4-0, seeing if they can add to their total here in the first inning. Becker from the stretch, and a ground ball. Tough play by the shortstop. That's going to be a base hit, and it comes around. And an RBI single by Grant Selber. And you get an RBI out of that also. Yes, you do.
Good stuff for Marathon third baseman Evan DeBrew.
And the number 9 coming up, Evan DeBrew. That play up the middle there, it's a tough play that he would have never been able to set himself in time in order to get the runner infield hit. But a runner runner scored on that play, so. And inside pitch for a ball. 2-0. As Marathon with 4 hits here. And a walk, and got on with an error. And make a second time hit as Marathon will go around the order here. So runners now at first and second and back to the top of the batting order as Jay Anderson coming out and talking to Becker. As we wait here, and we'll tell you about C&D Auto Body Repair and Sales is your complete auto body repair shop. They provide free estimates and guarantee complete satisfaction. They'll work with your insurance company and make it easy for you to do windshield glass installation also. Contact Chad and Dan at C&D Auto today on County Trunk E in Arpin. as the conference is over with Trustin Becker and Coach Anderson. Runners at first and second. And a fastball right at the knees for a call strike. And the pitch. Another breaking ball, looking very good there. I think all he needed was a talk from Coach Anderson. As Marathon coming in here with a 6-game, or actually winning 6 of the last 7 ball games. And a high hopper back to the mound to Becker. Throws over to first in time for out number 3. But the Marathon Red Raiders come up with 5 runs on 3 hits and 2 errors. Oh, correction, 2 errors and 2 left. And the score after a half inning of play, it's the Marathon Red Raiders 5 and the Auburndale Eagles coming to bat. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
And we're back here at Auburndale, where Marathon comes up with a 5 spot here in the first inning. And as Blake Underwood finishing his warm-up throws for the Marathon Red Raiders. And coming to the plate for the Eagles here in the bottom of the first inning is the center fielder, Peyton Weinfurter. And Peyton on the season is hitting .357 with 10 hits this season. He's got 1 extra base hit, the double, and a first pitch from Blake Underwood is down low for a ball. Peyton, one of the leaders on this basketball team also this season. And a swing and a miss. 1-1 count on Peyton Weinfurter. And the pitch just missing. 2-1 count. As home plate umpire in long sleeves today. And a shot right at the shortstop, Thurs. And Thurs makes the catch for out number 1, bringing up Truxton Becker as Truxton starting pitcher for the Eagles today. As we'll see how he's doing on the season. He's hitting .241 on the season with 3 RBIs. He's walked 4 times and only struck out 3 times in actually 29 official at-bats. So makes great contact for the Eagles. First pitch goes for a strike. And a shot right between first and second for a base hit. And a base hit to right field for Becker. And coming to the plate in the number 3 spot, the third baseman, Josh Lundgren. And Josh on the season hitting a great .429 this season. He's 12 for 28 with 10 RBIs, leading the club in the RBI section. And a call strike to Josh. And throw to first, back in time. As Underwood working from the stretch, catches the inside corner with a fastball for a call, strike 2. 0-2 count. As we got a few fans sitting down by the shed down on the far end there, out of the wind, down by the batting cages down there. And we've got a few over here on the right-hand side and the left-hand side as the fans are slowly coming in. And the pitch, and a swing and a miss. And strikeout number 1 for Underwood today. 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. And coming up is Sawyer Molson. As we'll see how Sawyer is doing this season. He's hitting 200 on the season. He's got 6 RBIs. He's walked 5 times. And actually, he's gotten hit 6 times this season. So, his on base. Let's see what his on base percentage is with being walked and hit. He's got an on base percentage of outstanding, a 444 on base percentage, and a ground one hopper knocked down. They'll have plenty of time to get Molson for out number 1 as Thors knocked that one down, had plenty of time, picked it up, and threw Molson out for out number 3. For the Auburndale Eagles in the bottom of the first inning, they come up with no runs on 1 hit. No errors, and 1 left. And after 1 complete inning of play, it's the Marathon Red Raiders 5 and the Auburndale Eagles nothing. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports.
Find your next car, truck, sport utility, or van at Westside Service Auto Sales in Auburndale. Drive through their lot today to see rows and rows of vehicles ready to test drive. Or you can check out their complete inventory and see this week's featured vehicles at westsideservice.com. And check us out on Facebook. We're open 8 to 6 Monday through Friday or by appointment. At Westside, we service what we sell. Just a short drive from Rapid, Stevens Point, and Marshfield. Find your next ride at Westside Service Auto Sales in Auburndale, where we've been helping people find their next ride for nearly 50 years.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
And we are back here at Auburndale, where the Marathon Red Raiders leading Auburndale 5-0 in the top of the second inning. And just around the corner, sectional time will be here in about 3 or regionals and that. But in that bracketing there of the region, both Marathon and Auburndale are in that D3 sectional 2A. And out on top there is Stratford is 1, Marathon 2, Wittenberg 3, Amherst 4, Pacelli 5, Tomahawk 6, St. Mary's Catholic 7, WIAA 8th, Crandon 9th, and Auburndale 10th out of 13 teams. As the reason there's 13 teams in there is they're just split it up that way. So leading off for Marathon will be the pitcher Blake Underwood, as Blake had a single and scored back in the first inning. And that one was just a little short by, about 3 feet as it hit the front end of the left-handed batter's box. As Becker has got his composure back. Nice pitch that Underwood fouled off there for a strike. 1-1 count. And yeah, the regionals that are coming up, that is really tough. If you look at the overall records in there, and you've got 6 or 7 of them with 8 or more wins, it's a very, very tough sectional. And actually, if you look at the Division 4 also, where Columbus is actually leading in the power rankings there, and you've got, and the next pitch inside. You got Columbus and Tigerton and Iola Scandinavia and Pittsville and Assumption and Athens, all in that bunch in there with 7 or more wins. And another tough regional and sectional as Underwood works for a walk. Second time he's been on today.
Next up for the Red Raiders, number 6, True Thurs.
And True Thurs coming to the plate as he got on an air back in the first inning and eventually scored on that 2-run double by McCann. As the first pitch comes in for a ball. Thank goodness no games tomorrow. They're talking colder than it is. And a line shot out to right field as Brandel makes the play out there. And advancing to second is Underwood as True Thurs picks up a hit. As he's been on base twice now today.
Next up for Marathon, number 20.
Bringing up the designated hitter, Blake McCann, as Blake with a 2-run double. As he gave a shot out there by the right center field power alley, just right of the scoreboard. As Becker comes to the stretch, and as I thought it possibly might have hit him, but I guess it didn't. He just, as McCann looked back at the ball there, but I thought it had hit him, but it's ball 1. In fact, even up here in the press box, the rest of us thought it did also. But McCann didn't complain. I guess he wants to hit. Becker. And a pop-up into the infield. And taking control is the first baseman, Sawyer Molson, for out number 1.
Batting for Marathon.
And coming up, the number 5 hitter, the center fielder, Drew Wolfel, as Drew got a base hit last time up and got forced out on that double play that Auburndale had. And a great pitch as Drew backed out a little bit on that breaking ball. As Becker gets the sign, looks at second, and the pitch. And Drew pulls that down the left field line and out of play. You know, if it was later in the season there and the corn was up there, this would remind me of Field of Dreams, you know, where you could hit one in a cornfield out there. And a line shot out to center field for a base hit for Drew Wolfel as Underwood comes in to score. And also, Thurs came in also. So a 2-run single. As Wolfel picks up 2 RBIs on the play. And it makes the score now 7-0 Marathon. And a shot out to center into the power alley. As Wolfel is holding up at second. As Krauser takes the first pitch and puts it into the right center field power alley. And runners now at first and second with 1 down here in the top of the second inning, and Marathon leading 7-0.
For Marathon, number 8, Ian Shuda.
As Ian Shuda up. In fact, had breakfast down at Melody Gardens this morning and asked Grandma if she was coming to the ball game to watch grandson Ian Shuda. She says, well, I might be there, but it's a little cold outside. As Becker gets set on the mound, gets the sign, and the pitch. And a ground ball to short and over to first, and not in time, so an infield hit by Shuda. That's the second time he's been on, so the bases are now loaded. And coming to the plate is Grant Selber as he singled back in the first inning. Chaston Hesley Insurance Agency is your full-service agency in Pittsville, offering auto, home, business, farm, life insurance from a variety of companies, including Progressive. Whatever you need to protect, let them provide you with a free quote. Good luck, Panthers, from Chaston Hesley Insurance Agency, serving all of central Wisconsin with offices in Pittsville and Loyal. Marathon with 4 hits here in the second inning. 7 hits on the ball game so far. As Becker gets the sign. And a shot out the right field. And it's a great catch by Brandel. And it'll be a sacrifice fly for Grant Selber as Wolfel comes in and scores. And the runners at first and second stay put. As Salber gets credited with an RBI. That is actually his 3rd RBI, if I'm not mistaken. And to the plate now is the number 9 hitter, Evan DeBrew. And the pitch. Call a strike at the knees. Lakeside Oasis Convenience Store is the perfect springtime stop when you're on the go. Fill up your tank, pick up bait and tackle, and grab your favorite goodies before you head out on the water. Lakeside Oasis on Highway 80 south of Pittsfield near Lake Dexter. And the pitch. And that is the second time Evan must have a target on himself, as that's the second time he's been hit in this contest. And back to the top of the batting order as bases are loaded now again. As Quillen has walked and scored and grounded back to the pitcher. And a pitch for a strike on the outside corner. Arbor Vantage Tree Care provides professional tree service in central Wisconsin, from tree removal and pruning to stump grinding and consultations. Arbor Vantage is your complete tree care partner. Find them at arborvantage.com or on Facebook. Next pitch for a ball. Becker working out of the windup. And the pitch. And fouling that one off is Quillen. As the only ones that do not have a hit so far is the leadoff hitter and the number 9 hitter in this contest. And the pitch. Down low. No place to put him here. 2-2 count with 2 down. Marathon leading 8-0 here in the top of the second inning. Becker shakes off Welch and just taking a little bit too much time. Pick up your quick and easy meals when you're on the go at the market, now open in Pittsville. Check out daily specials in their hot food bar and subs served daily. Shop local with Panther pride and support the hometown team at the market in Pittsville. And that next pitch comes in for a ball and full count. It'll be traveling time for all 3 runners with 2 down here in the top of the second inning. Becker shakes him off. Wind up and the pitch and inside, and the ball gets by, but as Kunkel will pick up an RBI. As the bases remain loaded, as Shuda goes to third, DeBrew goes to second, And Kunkel at first, bringing up Blake Underwood, who started this in the second inning as he walked and eventually scored. Tabby's Blue Bayou backs the Pittsville Panthers. Stop in for some appetizers and a cold beverage after the game, or anytime pizza, pretzels, nachos, and other snacks await you at Tabby's Blue Bayou in Pittsville, or order for delivery with DoorDash. As a second trip by Coach Anderson, as Marathon leads here 9-0. And the pitch. Call strike. To Blake Underwood, who's the pitcher. Blake is 1 for 1. He singled back in the first, walked here in the second. Next pitch, breaking ball, catches that outside corner for call strike 2. And the delivery, just upstairs, just missed. As Becker throwing a lot of breaking balls. And the pitch, and a swing and a miss. And it is the first strikeout for Becker, as Marathon sends 10 players to the plate here in the second inning, just like the first inning. But Marathon comes up with 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left. And so after 1.5 innings of play, it's Marathon 9 and Auburndale 0. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports.
Whether you need deep sleep, beauty sleep, or just need to sleep it off, Mall Furniture has a huge selection of double-sided comfort sleep mattresses. When it's time for a double, it's no trouble. You'll flip over our great prices. There's 2 great sides to this mattress story, and they're made right here in Wisconsin. It's double-sided or nothing.
Get your perfect comfort sleep mattress from Mall Furniture and Mattress, West 9th Street, Marshfield.
See you on the flip side.
So, after a couple years of this, it's time for more money and better opportunities. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in.
Are you a born leader? Is hospitality your thing? Maybe you're into efficiency. Or do you love building teams? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. So stop getting by and level up today.
And we are back here at Auburndale, where the Marathon Red Raiders lead 9-0. And we've got a softball score over on from the other diamond in the second inning. Auburndale is leading Marathon 2-0 as Gracie Griesbach must be on again today as she's throwing a shutout over there. First pitch comes in to Auburndale's hitter. That is Brennan Welch, the catcher, outside for a ball. We'll see what Brennan's been doing this season here. And Brennan fouls that one off, as Brennan hitting .333 on the season, as he has walked 7 times, has 9 RBIs. He's second on the team in RBIs, and hitting in that number 5 spot for Coach Anderson this year. And a ground ball back to Underwood, throws over to first, and plenty of time for out number 1. I mentioned we've got we've got an organization starting actually next week, as we will be carrying our first Marshfield Chaparral game on Friday, the 15th of May, as they will take on the Whittlesey Reds at Jack Hackman Field. The start of that contest will be at 7 o'clock. So looking forward to Chaparral baseball, as they've got right around a 22 or 24 game schedule this year. And we'll be doing a lot of Legion ball this year, and of course the AAA state tournament at Marshfield this year, as Zaleski Sports will be covering that. We set up new location there at Hackman, as we got the trailer in there all set, and I got the chance to work 2 ball games on Saturday, and went very, very well, and had fun with that. So looking for softball of in the summer here, when it will be hopefully a little warmer than it is today. 1-2 count to Devin Cherney as that one gets away. 2-2 count. It's now Auburndale 3 and Marathon nothing after 2 complete innings over on the other diamond. And pitched down low for a ball. 3-2 count as Devin's worked it to a full count here. And Devin on the season. And it was kind of an afterthought on the swing here as he was jammed inside and he lined that right to the first baseman for out number 2. And Devin hitting .241 on the season. So break as the DH, Isaac Close comes up now. He's hitting for Caden Jantz, who's at second base for the Eagles. And the first pitch is for a strike. And we'll see what Isaac is hitting this season. He's hitting 158 on the season. He's walked twice. He's got 4 RBIs. So very productive. As he's got an 0-2 count on him right now here in the bottom of the second inning. And he fouls it off, stays alive. Find your next car, truck, SUV, or van at Westside Service Auto Sales in Auburndale, just a short drive from Rapids Point or Marshfield. They've been helping people find their next ride for nearly 50 years. That's Westside Service Auto Sales in Auburndale. And going down on strikes is Isaac Close for out number 3. For Auburndale, no runs on no hits, no errors, and no one left after 2 complete innings of play. It's Marathon 9 and Auburndale nothing. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports.
I got referred to the orthodontist and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Retirement is a balancing act because everyone's financial situation is unique. A reverse mortgage loan can transform your home's equity into accessible cash, whether it's to pay off your mortgage, cover bills, or fund your dreams.
The cash is there if we need it, and it just takes a little stress off of our lives.
You have something else to fall back on?
Call me, Josh Kilty, your local retirement mortgage specialist, for a free consultation to help bring financial stability to your life.
And we're back here at Auburndale with some defensive changes. Now pitching, Josh Lundgren moving from third base to pitch. And going from short to third is Devin Cherney. And from the pitching spot and going to short is Truxton Becker. And the numbers on Josh Lundgren on the season is this is his 4th appearance. He's got a 1-0 record. He's pitched 8 2/3 innings. His batting average against him is .304. He's given up 14 hits, 11 runs, walked 2, struck out 4, but he's got an earned run average of 0.00. So that's you give up 11 runs and all unearned runs. So the defense has just been a little shaky for Auburndale this season. Very young ball club, but looking for expectations for next season. And leading off for Marathon here in the top of the 3rd inning is True Thurs, as True is 1 for 2 as he's reached on an error and also singled in the the second inning and scored actually in the first and the second inning. And the first pitch by Josh Lundgren is outside for ball one. Wind up and the pitch inside for ball two. The friendly staff of Sweats Country Corner Mart in Blinkers serves up a large selection of food made to order daily, like fish fries, chicken dinners, and awesome pizzas. Family owned and operated for more than 100 years. Sweats Country Corner Mart on County P, just off of Highway 10 in Blinker. 3-0 count. And a call strike right down Main Street to True Thurs. Yes, wind still coming out of the northwest as Old Glory out there just flying like crazy. And a high pop-up and going out as a shortstop and making the catch is the shortstop, Trustin Becker, for out number one. As that is the first time the Eagles have gotten the first batter out of this contest. Bringing up the DH, Blake McCann, as Blake has a two-run double in the first and popped out to the first baseman back in the second inning. And a line shot, grounder over at the first to Melson. He steps on the bag for out number one. As coming to the plate now is Drew Wolfel. Drew is 2 for 2 and scored back in the second inning. Joe's Refrigeration, your full-service De Laval dealer, has been serving Central Wisconsin for 60 years from Withee and now from Auburndale location. Get top equipment for your milking parlor, including the De Laval VMS series. Their techs can service your commercial refrigeration too. Joe's Refrigeration, Withee, and now in Auburndale. And pitch down low to Wolfel. As I haven't seen his dad here. Usually Chuck is here. And pitch upstairs. As Chuck usually does the marathon games over in Marathon for Zaleski Sports. As Chuck and I go way back. And pitch upstairs as Drew draws a walk here in the top of the third inning. Bringing up the first baseman, Owen Krauser, as Krauser is hit into a double play back in the first and singled and scored in the second. As Josh looks over at first, nice lead by Wolfel. And pitch down low, knocked down nicely by Welch. From the stretch. And a bit outside. 2-0 count. We are in the top of the third inning here at Auburndale. On an overcast day as temperature going down a little bit. And a pop-up as a second baseman going back, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. Throw over to third is not in time, and luckily a couple of players went over to cover second because nobody was there. But a base hit by Krauser as he picks up his second hit.
Next up for the Red Raiders,
And Wolfel goes all the way over to third. Bringing up the second baseman, Ian Schuda, as Ian got hit by a pitch back in the first and scored and had a single back in the second. Left-handing hitting second baseman. Lundgren with the pitch and a call strike right on the outside corner at the knees. Lundgren from the stretch and the pitch as Ian fouls that one off. Tired of the same old bar food? Still Willie's is doing things differently. Bold flavors, fresh ideas, and food that actually stands out. Not your average bar and not your average bar food. Not even close. See you at the Still. Now, you would think going back to the Still, we'd be in Tennessee, wouldn't you think? As Josh out there, and a ground ball, and it's going to go through the hole, knocked down nicely by Cherney. As a Rudd does score, as Shuda gets an RBI, as Wolfel comes in and scores.
Next up for Marathon, Grant Salber.
And makes the score now 10-0. Krauser at second. Shuda at first. And the first pitch is a ball to the left fielder, Grant Selber, as Grant had a single back in the first, sacrifice fly in the second, and a swing and a miss. Great pitch there by Josh, as that one caught the outside corner, but Grant could not connect on that one. From the stretch, takes a look, and upstairs for a ball. 2-1. Is actually that run that scored is actually Josh's first earned run that he has given up this season. And gets away from Welch, but nobody advancing, didn't get far enough. There's not really a lot of distance between home plate and the fence here, like you see at Hackman Field, where you almost have to take a golf cart from home plate to the backstop. Swing and a miss by Grant. Count now 3-2. It'll be traveling time for Owen and Ian from the stretch. And the pitch. And Grant fouls that one off. As Grant looks down, gets the signs from Coach Warren down there. And the pitch upstairs for a ball. And loads the bases. As Ian Shuda goes to second and Krauser goes to third. And brings in up Evan DeBrew, as Evan has the great distinction of being hit both times up today. And he pops this one up on the first base side, and making the catch is Sawyer Melson for the third out. But Marathon comes up with 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left. And after 2.5 innings of play, it's Marathon 10 and the Auburndale Eagles nothing. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield. Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
As we are back here at Auburndale, having a great conversation here with the legendary Tim Anderson down on the far end, doing a scorebook today here at Auburndale. His son figured he's got to do something in order to get it out of the house, and instead of sitting around at home. So leading off for the Eagles here in the bottom of the third inning is Julian Anderson. We'll see what the numbers are on him. Let's see here. As Julian hitting 143 on the season. He's walked once and got hit by a pitch also. And pitch upstairs for a ball. 1-1 count. Underwood working very quickly out there. And inside for a ball. Man, I see Chuck Wolfel finally showed up. He's standing down on the end over here with his big chopper or farmer gloves, as I used to call them years ago, farmer gloves. And a call strike. 2-2 count to the leadoff hitter in the third inning here, Julian Anderson. And the pitch. As they are going to say that he must have made contact with the bat. And they're going to call it 1-3 on the play. Bringing up the number 9 hitter, Colton Brandel. As Colton on the season is hitting 200 on the season here. Left-handed hitter. Playing right field for Coach Anderson. And inside pitch down low. When buying or selling, Brock & Decker Real Estate is the team you need. By your side, Brock & Decker has all the tools you need to feel confident in selling or buying. Call Sammy or Sue today or visit them on North Central Avenue at brockanddecker.com and like them on Facebook. So a 3-0 count to Colton Brandel. And the pitch outside has 4 straight pitches. Going back to the top of the batting order, and Peyton Weinfurter, as Peyton lined out to the shortstop back in the first inning. Discover Marshfield's wellness destination, Be Well Studio. Experience cutting-edge recovery tools like hydro massage, infrared sauna, red light therapy, PEMF, and more, all designed to help your body and mind feel their best. Each 15 to 30-minute session is just $29 with memberships and packages available. Book your wellness session today at Be Well Studio in Marshfield. Count now 1-1 to the leadoff hitter, Peyton Weinfurter. Yeah, a little cheering going on over in that softball diamond over there. And a breaking ball, great breaking ball by Underwood for a call strike. 1-2 count. Underwood from the stretch. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. As that is the 3rd strikeout for Blake Underwood today. Truxton Becker now playing shortstop for the Eagles. And he's got the only hit today. Shot out to right field. And a beautiful pitch down the pipe for a call strike. Runner at first. And Colton Brandel. And pitch down low. From major collisions to minor dings, Westside Auto Body in Auburndale can get your ride looking like its original self again. Call Tom at Westside Auto Body for a free estimate. Westside Auto Body, professional collision repairs on Highway K in Auburndale. Ground ball to third, over to first, in time for out number 3. For the Eagles, in the bottom of the 3rd inning, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. And after 3 complete innings of play, it's Marathon 10. And the Eagles of Auburndale, nothing. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chips' complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
And we are back here at Auburndale as Mark Lundgren and I are comparing knee surgeries over here. Pretty soon we'll be the bionic man. And leading off for Marathon in the top of the fourth inning, the leadoff hitter, Quillen Kunkel, as Quillen is 0 for 1 today as he's walked twice and grounded back to the pitcher. And he also scored back in that first inning. First pitch by Josh, just misses that outside corner. As Marathon has stranded 8 runners also in this contest. Fly ball out to center field, and it's going to fall in front of Weinfurter out there, and base hit by Kunkel as everyone but the number 9 hitter has a hit in this contest now. But Evan DeBrew has been on base twice as he's been hit by pitches back in the first and back in the second inning. And first pitch to Blake Underwood, who's pitching an outstanding ball game for Marathon today. Comes to the plate with a runner at first. Blake is 1 for 2 today and scored twice. As we are coming up to the 6 o'clock hour here, Central Time in Wisconsin. Next pitch, low and outside for a ball. As I forgot to mention the other games going on actually in the Marewood Conference today. And Josh, pitch outside for a ball. Count now 3-1. Up in the northern area, Phillips is at Abbey Colby, Prentice is at Chequamegon, and Athens at Rib Lake. And that is a battle for first place as both teams 6-1 on the season. And pitch upstairs as Blake works a walk. And Kunkel advances to second. Bringing up True Thurs, the shortstop. As True is 1 for 3 today, scored twice. As Stevens courtesy running. And in the Southern, of course, Assumption is at Edgar today. And a pop-up in foul ball territory and coming over and just missing it is Welch. And Stratford is over at Spencer in a 5 o'clock game. They should be in about, maybe the third inning by now over at Spencer. As Stratford with a big win yesterday over Edgar, 8-0. And the new rankings came out also today as we'll go through those. As I'm going through my pile of papers here. And ground ball to short. The second for 1 and not in time to get Thurs. As Thurs will reach on a fielder's choice Underwood put out 6-4 for the first out of the inning here. Advancing to third is Kunkel. So runners at the corners.
Batting for Marathon, Blake McCain.
So one down here in the top of the fourth inning. And a line shot and a double play as Molson took that shot by McCann. And McCann, all he had to do was just take a step and a half for that double play, as that is the second double play that Auburndale has gotten today. So no runs on one hit, no errors, and one left. And after 3.5 innings of play, it's Marathon 10 and Auburndale nothing. And you're watching Merriwood Conference Baseball here on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
And we are back here at Auburndale as the score for the girls' game over there is 3-2 Auburndale now over Marathon in the fourth inning. And coming to the plate here for the Auburndale Eagles will be Josh Lundgren. Now pitching the last couple innings for the Eagles. As Underwood still on the mound for the Marathon Red Raiders. And the pitch. And a breaking ball and a shot at third. And Josh will have a hit there. As the Eagles get the leadoff hitter on. Bringing up Sawyer Molson, who had that great double play to end the fourth inning here for Marathon. It was a line shot to him at first and just took about a step and a half and to complete that double play. Throw over to first, and Josh is back in time. The rankings came out, the coaches' rankings came out, the WBCA state rankings, and a few changes in it as Underwood's first pitch is down low. Germantown moved from the number 2 spot to the number 1 spot. Hudson, who was in the number 1 spot, is sitting with a 14-2 record, has dropped down to the number 4 spot. And Appleton North moved from the 8th spot to the number 5 spot. Chippewa Falls went from the 14th spot down to the 17th spot, as Chippewa Falls will be coming into Marshfield on Saturday for a doubleheader at Jack Hackman Field. And Stevens Point dropped from ranked number 6th all the way down to 20th, as they are 8-3 on the season. And a fair ball down the third base line. A big hit there by Molson. So runners at first and second here now for the Eagles. And bringing up Brennan Welch, the catcher. Brennan bounced back to the pitcher back in the second inning. And in Division II, Rhinelander, who moved from number 7 to number 2 in the area, as Welch fouls that one back and over onto the track. And that's about the only team that we pretty much cover in the central Wisconsin area that's a Division II. In Division III, Kewanee still on top with a 13-0 record, and they've played 13 games and 9 of those have been shutouts. Just an outstanding pitching staff for this Kewanee ball club. Ground ball to short, and gets by the shortstop, and that will be an error, as Welch gets on with an error and loads the bases with nobody out, as Auburndale bats are coming alive here, as Coach Coach Warren comes out and wants to talk to his ball club. And we'll tell you, Bucks and Berries Cafe in Babcock is the place to go for signature pies and homemade food. Check out their daily specials and Friday fish fries. It's a cozy, family fun atmosphere at Bucks and Berries Cafe, open 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 days a week on Highway 80 in Babcock, and like them on Facebook. And coming to the plate is Devin Cherney. Devin lined to first baseman back in the second inning. Bases loaded for the Eagles here in the bottom of the fourth inning, trailing 10-0 to the Red Raiders of Marathon. Underwood with the pitch, and a breaking ball right at the knees for a call strike. Stratford, who was ranked number 2 and lost the Marathon 11-0 last Thursday, has dropped from number 2 all the way down to 6. And also in our area, Wittenberg-Burningwood has gone from number 10 down to 13th. And then we go to Division 4, where a good representation of teams from the central Wisconsin area here, as Barneville leads. They've stayed in that number 1 position with an 11-0 record, but Eau Claire Emmanuel Lutheran, who's in the same regional and sectional as these teams, Pittsville and Columbus, so it should be a great one. And Eau Claire Memorial, Eau Claire Emmanuel Lutheran is ranked number 2 with a 7-0 record. Pittsville is number 3 at 11-2. Columbus Catholic is number 4. They've stayed at the number 4 spot with a 9-2 record. And the Loyal Greyhounds have dropped from number 3 down to number 6 with 8-3 record. And safe at first. And we've got an E5. So back-to-back errors by Marathon and a run scores. And the Eagles get on the board and bases remain loaded. And the first pitch to Isaac Close is a call strike. It's now 10-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning as the Eagles start out the inning with 2 base hits and a ground ball to short. Double play ball out at second, over to first in time for a double 6-4-3 double play. And a run scores as Molson scores to make this score now 10-2. And Welch moves over to third as 6-4-3 double play. That is the third double play we have seen today. So with 2 down, bringing up Julian Anderson, who bounced back to the mound. And a breaking ball by Underwood. Right at the knees is a call strike. It's now 10-2. As Close will not get credit for an RBI on that, as it was a double play. So an 0-2 count now to Anderson as he fouls that one off. And also, Rib Lake is ranked 18th, and Assumption has moved into the 20th spot. So some good representation out of central Wisconsin here. I'm actually surprised that Marathon did not get in the rankings after knocking Stratford off, as Anderson fouls that one off. And Marathon beat him very handily, as I called that one last week at Stratford. And Stratford just had problems getting the ball across the plate, and Marathon was just taking advantage of the mistakes that Stratford made to come up with that 11-0 win. But Stratford came back yesterday with an 8-0 win over Edgar, and they are at Spencer. And Stratford only has 2 conference games left, as there are only 5 teams in the Merwood South, and they play 8 conference games. So Stratford's sitting 5-1 in the conference, and Marathon right now is 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. So Marathon's got a busy schedule coming up. Line shot right at third for out number 3 as Anderson hit a rope to DeBrew at third base. But Auburndale comes up with 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left. And after 4 complete innings of play, it's the Marathon Red Raiders 10 and the Auburndale Eagles 2. And you're watching Merriwood Conference Baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken has been voted best pizza in Marshfield 16 years in a row. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken is ready for your call now. Choose drunken chicken, BLT, Western, mac and cheese, sweet chili chicken, and more. Plus, Scotty's has broasted chicken, fish sandwiches, salads, and desserts. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118 and Scotty'sPizza.com.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
And we are back here at Auburndale, and leading off for Marathon in the top of the 5th inning is Drew Wolfel, as Drew is 2 for 2 today. And got 2 singles, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and walked and scored in the third. He also scored in the second. And a base shot as Drew going 3 for 3 today. As Drew's hitting the ball, he's got a couple RBIs already today.
Next up for the Red Raiders, Owen Krauser.
Up now is Owen Krauser, the first baseman, and Owen having a great day also, 2 for 3. And the pitch, breaking ball just inside. As we're sitting here looking at the upcoming schedule for both of these ball clubs. As a throw over to first, and Wolfel back in plenty of time. Drew with about a good 4.5. Ground ball to second, to short for 1, and not in time for the double play. So 4-6 on the force out on Drew Wolfel, and the fielder's choice by Owen Krauser will bring to the plate Ian Schuda, as Ian is 2 for 2 today also. Scored back in the first inning when he got hit by a pitch and scored. He's got 2 singles. I've got the schedule figured out here for next week, and a ground ball over to second, gets it over to first in time, and the runner advances to Krauser, advances to second, but 4-3 as Schuda takes that first pitch and grounds out. 2 down now. Here in the top of the 5th inning is Grant Selber, and Grant is 1 for 1, a single back in the first, a sacrifice fly in the second, and walked in the third. And pops this one up foul. Next step, prosthetics, providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. And a pop-up or fly ball out to center field, going over and making the catch is Weinfurter for out number 3. As Peyton with good wheels out there makes that catch. As no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And after 4.5 innings of play, it's Marathon 10 and the Auburndale Eagles 2. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
For 63 years, Hiller's True Value has proudly served Marshfield and central Wisconsin. Now, we're excited to begin a new chapter. Hiller's True Value is becoming Hiller's Ace Hardware, bringing you better pricing, a wider selection, and access to exclusive brands. You'll start to see some exciting changes around the store, all designed to make shopping easier than ever. But one thing will never change: the same friendly faces and trusted service you've counted on since day one. Hiller's Ace Hardware, still Hiller's, now with more tools to serve you better.
At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe.
And we're back here at Auburndale as Colton Brandel, leading off the fifth inning, fouls off the first pitch off. As Colton walked back in the third inning. And the pitch. And great contact, fly ball out to left field. And camping under it is Grant Selber for out number one. Back to the top of the batting order now for the Eagles, bringing up Peyton Weinfurter. As Underwood working out of the stretch, just misses for ball one. As the sun coming out here at Auburndale. Wind still picking up yet. Next pitch, high for ball two. And they were originally calling for gusts of right around 25 to 30 miles an hour today. Next pitch, right down Main Street as Peyton takes call strike. 2-1 count now. 46 degrees and cloudy. And they're talking a balmy, I think, about 48 tomorrow, and a ground ball back to the mound. And Underwood tosses over for out number two. And bringing up Truxton Becker, who's got a base hit back in the first and grounded out in the third. As Auburndale had their bats going there in the fourth inning as they came up with 2 straight hits, and then also Marathon helped them out with 2 errors and a fly ball out to right field. And going back and making the catch is Kunkel for out number 3. For the Eagles in the bottom of the fifth inning, 3 up, 3 down, and the score after 5 complete innings of play. It's Marathon 10 and Auburndale 2, and you're watching Merriwood Conference Baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that looked for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
And we're back here at Auburndale where Marathon leads 10-2, and Marathon with 10 runs on 11 hits, 2 errors, and 10 men stranded. For the Eagles, 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 3 stranded. And leading off for Marathon here in the top of the 6th inning is Evan DeBrew. As Evan has been hit with pitches back in the 1st and 2nd inning. And he kind of golfs one down in a base hit. And everyone in this Marathon lineup has a hit today, as he was the only one without a hit, but had gotten hit twice. So back to the top of the batting order is Quillen Kunkel, as Quillian is 1 for 2 on the day. Scored back in the 1st, and he has walked twice. Left-handed hitter. First pitch comes in for a ball. Now with the sun shining off that scoreboard, it's a little hard to see it a little bit there. And a fly ball out to right field. And going back to make the catch is the right fielder Brandel for out number 1. Bringing up Blake Underwood, the pitcher. Blake, 1 for 2 on the day, singled and scored back in the 1st, walked and scored in the 2nd, struck out also in the 2nd, and walked in the 4th. And a fly ball out to left, and going back is Peyton, and Julian to make that catch for out number 1. Or out number 2, I'm sorry.
Truther is batting for the Red Raiders now.
And bringing up Truther, the shortstop. And True is 1 for 4 and scored twice today. His 5th plate appearance. And takes that inside pitch. Ground ball. The short. Throws over to first. In time. Great play by Becker at short for the final out of the inning here. And Marathon comes up with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And after 5.5 innings of play, Marathon 10 and Auburndale 2. And you're watching Merriwood Conference Baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
And we're back here at Auburndale, where Marathon leads 10-2 as Underwood still on the mound as his first pitch, a breaking ball for a call strike to Josh Lundgren. Josh is 1 for 2 on the day, struck out back in the 1st and a base hit and scored in the 4th inning when Auburndale got their 2 runs. Came close to almost a 10-run rule here, but Auburndale getting 2 runs there in the 4th inning to extend this, and the pop-up right behind us here. As we will be coming up with the Nasonville Dairies post-game show, as we will talk to, if Auburndale wins, we'll talk to head coach Anderson and a player. And if Marathon wins, we'll just be talking to a player as Coach Warren fly ball out the left and making the catch on Josh Lundgren is Selber for out number 1. As Coach Warren feels it's should just be centered on the player of the ball game and not the coach also. So we'll talk to a player of the game if Marathon wins. And a first pitch catching the outside corner for a call strike on a fastball to Sawyer Molson, as Sawyer had a base hit back in that fourth inning and scored, and grounded also out to the shortstop. And that one, he had to duck a little bit on that one as Sawyer, as you can see, wearing a big knee brace there. I remember wearing those things quite a few times. So fly ball out in the power alley and just out of the reach of Drew Wolfel out there, and coming in with a stand-up double is Sawyer Molson. And he gave it a ride right towards the scoreboard there, and just out of the reach of Drew Wolfel. And bringing up Brennan Welch, who is 0 for 2 today, grounded out back to the pitcher in the second, got on with an error, and a shot back to the mound. Underwood picks it up and throws it away, and it'll be a base hit and an error as Welch will get on with a base hit and a throwing error by the pitcher, and will not get credited with an RBI, as, of course, Welch will advance, or Molson will advance to third on the hit and score on the air. So Auburndale picks up a run here on a shot by Brendan Welch, as Coach Warren goes out to check on his ball players out there. And got a little time here now. As conversation with his infield out there, as we have one down here, and it's a 10-3 ball game in the bottom of the sixth inning. And we'll tell you a little bit about Express Employment Professionals. Express Employment Professionals has relationships with all the local businesses and job openings. Call or stop in at Express Employment to find the right career path for you. So the conference is broken up, and Auburndale coming alive here in the sixth inning as the middle of this order has started producing, as 4 of the 5 hits have come out of that 3, 4, and 5 spot here. As coming to the plate now is Devin Cherney. Devin has lined out to the first baseman and reached on an error back in the fourth. First pitch right at the knees for a call strike. So runner at second in Brendan Welch. Underwood gets the sign. Looks at second. And the pitch. And a shot up the middle. And a base hit. And rounding third and coming home is Welch. And an RBI single by Cherney. As this lineup is starting to come alive here and makes the contest now 10-4. And coming to the plate is Isaac Close. And Isaac fouls the first pitch off. As I mentioned, schedule-wise here coming up for the Auburndale Eagles, they go to Marathon now on Thursday. And Friday they go to Rib Lake. Monday they go to Athens. And then I'll see them on the and a fly ball out the center to Wolfel for out number 2. And they will come to Stratford on Tuesday, the 12th, for a 4:45 game. Oh, excuse me, that one is at Auburndale. And then on the 14th, they'll come to Stratford to take on the Stratford Tigers. And that'll be Stratford's actually last 2 conference games there. Either Stratford can win it or they can lose it. And we'll see what Marathon's got coming up here. They've got a few conference games in here also yet. Next pitch, a breaking ball by Underwood is called strike. 1-1 count to Anderson. As Marathon will be at home on Thursday against Auburndale. On Friday, they travel to Athens. On Saturday, they travel to Iowa Scandinavia, a team that's ranked. And then on Tuesday, they will travel to Edgar. And then next Thursday, the 14th, they will be playing Edgar at Marathon. So then they've got two great games ending the season. I mean, I would love to see these two ball games that Marathon's going to play at the end of the season, as they'll take on Loyal, who is ranked 6th, and they'll take on Pittsville, who is ranked 4th in the polls. So that would be a great contest between these two clubs, Loyal against Marathon and Pittsville against Marathon. So Underwood has a 3-2 count here to the batter, Julian Anderson. Looks over at first, traveling time, and just puts out the bat and flips, and not in time. And they're going to call it's a fielder's choice as Cherney slides into second, as the base umpire, looking right at it about 6-7 feet away, calls Cherney safe at second. And Anderson will reach on a fielder's choice, bringing up Colton Brandel, who walked back in the third and flew out to left back in the fifth. And he hits a shot down to first and goes through the legs of the first baseman, Krauser. And coming in to score is Cherney, and close goes into third, and going into second is Brandel, as that will be an E3. And Cherney comes in, and it's now a 10-5 ball game with runners at second and third, and a first pitch pop-up by Weinfurter is caught by the shortstop for out number 3. But Auburndale comes up with 3 runs on 3 hits. 2 errors and 2 left. And so after 6 complete innings of play, it's Marathon 10 and the Auburndale Eagles 5. And you're watching Merriwood Conference Baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Find your next car, truck, sport utility, or van at Westside Service Auto Sales in Auburndale. Drive through their lot today to see rows and rows of vehicles ready to test drive. Or you can check out their complete inventory and see this week's featured vehicles at WestsideService.com. And check us out on Facebook. We're open 8 to 6 Monday through Friday or by appointment. At Westside, we service what we sell. Just a short drive from Rapid, Stevens Point, and Marshfield. Find your next ride at Westside Service Auto Sales in Auburndale, where we've been helping people find their next ride for nearly 50 years.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
And we are back here at Auburndale, where Auburndale coming alive as they put up a 3 spot here in the 6th inning as we go to the 7th inning here. And Josh Lundgren looking pretty good on the mound as he has set down Marathon in the last, in the, 4th inning, 5th inning, and 6th inning. Done a great job shutting him down. Has given up only 1 run. His first unearned run. He's given up 12 runs on the season, but that was his first earned run of the season. So he should keep that ERA under actually 1 the way he's pitching these last 3 innings. And he's not really fooling anybody, just that he's got a nice little breaking ball there. And falling down the left field line is McCann. And McCann is 1 for 4 and scored back in the first inning for the Marathon Red Raiders. As Marathon will have 4, 5, and 6 coming up, and strikes out McCann here in the 7th inning.
Next up for Marathon, Drew Wolf.
And that is his first strikeout in today's game. He's struck out 1 and walked 2 in this contest. Great job of relief by him. And pops this one up. And coming over is the right fielder, Brandel, to make the catch for out number 2. And bringing up, as Wolfel flies out to the right fielder and spoils his perfect day, as Drew was 3 for 3 coming in there with a walk and flies out to the right fielder. And Krauser comes in and takes the first pitch for a call strike, as Owen is 2 for 4 on the day and scored a run back in the 2nd inning. And a line shot out to center field as Krauser comes up with his 3rd hit of the day, as he is now 3 for 5.
Ian Shuda batting for Marathon.
As the first pitch down low for a ball to Ian Shuda. Ian is actually 1 for 2 on, or excuse me, is 2 for 3 on the day. Next pitch is a call strike. And a fly ball and just out of play. Very uncharacteristic for Marathon with 4 errors in this game today. They've got 10 runs on 12 hits, 4 errors, and 11 men stranded, as Auburndale has 5 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors, and have stranded 5 on the day. And fly ball right as the shortstop goes over, as Becker goes over to make that catch.
1 hit, no errors, 1 left on.
And Marathon goes no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And after 6.5 innings of play, it's Marathon 10 and Auburndale 5. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Whether you need deep sleep, beauty sleep, or just need to sleep it off, Mall Furniture has a huge selection of double-sided comfort sleep mattresses. When it's time for a double, it's no trouble. You'll flip over our great prices. There's 2 great sides to this mattress story, and they're made right here in Wisconsin. It's double-sided or nothing.
Get your perfect comfort sleep mattress from Mall Furniture and Mattress, West 9th Street, Marshfield.
See you on the flip side.
So, after a couple years of this, it's time for more money and better opportunities. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Are you a born leader? Is hospitality your thing? Maybe you're into efficiency. Or do you love building teams? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. So stop getting by and level up today.
And we're back here at Auburndale as we're in the bottom of the 7th inning. And first pitch, call strike on the outside corner to the leadoff hitter here, Truxton Becker. Truxton 1 for 3 on the day, as he fouls that one off into the screen. Coming up right after this will be the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield. Curtis and NasonvilleDairy.com. And a base hit out to right. He's going to go for two. And the relay and head first slide into second. A great hustle by Truxton as he gets a double. He's 2 for 4 on the day. As the meat of the order here, who's been very, very productive from the 4th inning on, and as Josh Lundgren, who's 1 for 3 and scored back in the 4th inning, is now up for Auburndale. And a shot out to center field and hits the cutoff man, and runners at the corners now with nobody down. As I mentioned before, between these two teams in the last 7 ball games, all 7 of them have been either a 1-run or a 2-run ball game between these two clubs. And it's just been a battle. I mean, you look at the start of this contest, you thought it was going to be a blowout, but I'll tell you, Auburndale has fought back, and they are down 10-5 with runners at first and third with nobody down. And at the plate is Sawyer Molson, who has a single and a double and scored twice and fouls that one off. He's 2 for 3 on the day, made great contact all 3 times. Big right-handed hitter here. Looks like he would be a lineman on the football team here. From the stretch. And the pitch. Down low as Sawyer looks that one over and tells runner over at first, telling Josh, just hold on there, don't take off yet. As Underwood looks over at first from the stretch. And the pitch. And just missed inside. 2-1 count with nobody out. Auburndale down 10-5 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Underwood from the stretch. And the pitch. And down low as Underwood just cannot find the strike zone. He's a little upset with him out there. A 3-1 count on first baseman Sawyer Molson from the stretch. And upstairs, and he walks him. 3rd time that Sawyer has been on base and loads the bases as Becker goes to 3rd. And Lundgren goes to 2nd. And Coach Warren comes out and wants to talk things over again. He's at 98 pitches right now, so actually he can pitch to this batter, but they will have to bring in a relief pitcher, and they're doing it now as coming in is number 6. That would be, let's take a look here. We've got, as True Thurs comes in. As True Thurs comes in to pitch. Thurs, who pitched on Thursday of last week against Stratford, pitched that 11-0 shutout against Stratford, and very effective on the mound as he held Stratford to 2 hits in that contest. And Auburndale threatening here, a 10-5 ball game, nobody out, and bases loaded. And so we'll see what happens here. As I mentioned, over the last 7-8 ball games, they've been very, very close contests, and this one's going to go right down to the wire also. As Yogi Berra used to say, it's not over till it's over. And we'll if you ask some of these younger kids who Yogi Berra was, they'd never know. And I'll tell you, he's one of the greatest catchers of all time. Holds the record for the most World Series rings. And they'd never know who Yogi Berra is. And I got a chance to meet Yogi out in Cooperstown in 2004. And I'll tell you, he is a character. He was a character. So we're going to go to with True Thurs on the mound now for Marathon. And coming to the plate is Brennan Welch, who is 1 for 3 on the day as he singled back in the 6th and scored. He got reached on an error in the 4th inning and grounded back to the pitcher back in the 2nd inning. So right-handed hitter, bases loaded, as it is getting a little chilly out there, and True Thurs going to his mouth and blowing into it as it's cold, and a fastball catches that outside corner for a call strike. With Devin Cherney on deck, he had a big hit back in the 6th inning, as had an RBI single, and stretch, and a ground ball, and gets through past a diving second baseman, and 2 runs will score. And they're going to call the runner out at 3rd. Is he out or is he safe? He is out. But 2 runs score as Becker and Josh land up scoring on that base hit. And out at 3rd was a pinch runner for Molson. And a throw to second base as Welch is at second. As Welch comes up with a 2-run single and makes this game now 10-7. And the pitch by Thurs and a swing and a fouled off. By Cherney. Thurs from the stretch. And the pitch. And off the glove as a pass ball and throw down to 3rd, not in time. So Welch advances on a pass ball. And the count now 1-1 to the 3rd baseman, Devin Cherney. As Welch had that 2-run RBI single, advanced to 2nd on the throw, and now has advanced to 3rd on a pass ball, with actually the tying run in the on-deck circle and close. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss. 1-2 count now with 1 down. What looked like a game that might go 5 innings is now a nail-biter here at Auburndale. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3 as True Thurs strikes out Cherney for out number 2. And bringing up Isaac Close, who has struck out, hit into a double play, and flew out to the center fielder back in the 6th. Takes the first pitch for a call, strike 1. From the stretch. And a call strike on a breaking ball by Thurs. That was the pitch that Stratford had problems with on Thursday, and I'll tell you, he throws a great breaking ball. Thurs from the stretch, looks over at 3rd, and the pitch. Upstairs, and comes in on a pass ball as Welch scores. As I mentioned, a very short fence here. It was a gutsy call, but Welch with very good speed comes in and scores to make this game now 10-8. And a 1-2 count on Isaac Close, and nobody on. The tying run in the on-deck circle. And the pitch. And a call, strike 3, as a great breaking ball from third to second. Strikeouts, sets down and comes in and gets the big save for the Marathon Red Raiders. Auburndale coming up with 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and no one left. And the final score here from Auburndale in a game that became a nail-biter in the last couple innings. It's the Marathon Red Raiders 10 and the Marathon Red Raiders 10 and the Auburndale Eagles 8. And a great ball game. The winning pitcher will be Blake Underwood, and the losing pitcher for Auburndale will be Truxton Becker, as a great pitching performance also by Josh Lundgren, as he gave up 1 run in the final 5 innings in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th inning, and gave up 6 hits, but only gave up 1 run in that innings that he pitched, those 5 innings that he pitched. A great job by Josh, and some bright spots there for Auburndale, as they were down 10-0 and came battling back and scored 8 unanswered runs to make this a real great contest, as Auburndale finishes with 9 hits in this contest, comes up with 8 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors, and left 5 runners, as Marathon 10 runs on 12 hits, 4 errors, and 12 left. And so we'll be back with the star player of the game for Marathon. And you've been watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports. And we'll be back right after we hear from the Nasonville Dairy postgame. Get those Nasonville cheese curds, dairy cheese curds, daily, and get them the curds either at the Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. We'll be back with our post-game show and right after this.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Keflatiri, Kefla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Hey, hey! You're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
And we are back here at Auburndale, where Marathon actually started out with a 10-0 lead and it became a squeaker 10-8. It was a nail biter as the tying run was sitting in the on-deck circle here. And going back over the last 7 times that Marathon has played Auburndale, it's always been either a 1 or 2 run ball game. And I'll tell you, it happened again today. And you got to give Auburndale a lot of credit. They did not give up, but this gentleman on my right here did a great job. Actually, I'm going back to even Thursday when he beat Stratford 11-0 to move into a tie for the Merriwood Conference. And with me is True Thurs. And True, a nice job coming in today, getting the save for a game that I thought was going to be out of hand, and it became a nail biter.
Yeah, you said usually it's close. We're 2 good defensive teams. That wasn't the case today. I don't think either of us are proud of what we did out there. But we came to hit at the plate, and luckily we scored enough runs to keep or hold on to the victory.
Yeah, in fact, and you've had some great plays at short also beforehand, and you've both have had an outstanding season so far. And Marathon with only 3 losses, and the conference is going to go right down to the end here.
Yeah, we just want to keep battling every day. Every day we come ready to play. Hopefully we get a share or win out the conference outright here at the end of the season.
All right. And also with me is Drew Wolfel, and Drew with 3 big hits. In fact, you could have gone perfect with that fly ball out the right field, but 3 big hits tonight. That offense was just really clicking for you guys today.
Yeah, like True said, our defense wasn't spot on today, but thankfully we got the bats going enough to pick up for our defense and take what we needed to win the game.
Yeah, in fact, a couple of them, I know that that one that out in right or center field in that power alley just missed your glove, but you've got the great wheels out there, and you're just going to get to it.
Yeah, yep, just missed my glove. Happened to be a gapper, and but thank God we got the bats going.
All right, you guys got a big test coming up. You got 4 big ball games coming up next week. In fact, and a couple of conference games in there. So they are big ball games for you guys coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to put you guys in the house. You guys have been there before, so I'll just count you down and look right up there in the window.
You go first, okay?
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
I'm Drew Wolfel.
And I'm True Thurs.
And we're in the house.
Thanks, gentlemen. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Again, a big win for the Marathon Red Raiders as they come up with a 10-8 ball game, as they had a 10-0 lead going into that 4th inning, and Auburndale just started fighting back as they scored 2 runs in the 4th, 3 runs in the 6th, and another 3 runs in the 7th, and never say die for the Auburndale Eagles as they had an outstanding comeback there for Coach Jay Anderson, as the softball game going on over there is nip and tug over there, and Auburndale had a 5-3, and now it is 5-5 over there. So they got a nail biter going on over there. So we had one here, and they're having one over there. So we're going to sign off for John Stanford. I'm Mike Steinwagner, and we will be in action on Thursday doing a soccer game in Marshfield, and we will be in Marshfield also on Friday for a softball game with Wausau West and Marshfield. So for John, I'm Mike Steinwegner. See you down the road.